sorry, Maya, but this was the only way. You sure you're up for this?
Thanks for believing me in, Nick. Even though I don't know if my channeling ability is on point yet.
Oh, right. Before she started training here, her success rate was only about 30%. I know you can do it, Maya. At least I hope you can. So you sure you're ready?
Yeah, at least I think so.
You don't sound so confident. What about all your training?
Training's one thing, actually doing it is another.
Oh, I see. Uh-oh. She fails to channel the High Priest. Works good as dead.
Relax, Nick, you can count on me. It makes me wonder how strong Pearl actually is, because Pearl beats Maya by 1,000-fold. Right. And Maya is already more powerful than this country.
Yep. Okay. Let's hope it's unforgettable in a good way.
Once we hear about Anthony's story, I'm sure the truth will come to light.
I hope so. But he was hiding the fact that he was a rebel, so... I'll be as cut and dried as all that. They are ready for you. Please return to the Hall of Justice at once. Okay, Maya. I'm counting on you.
You got it. Here we go. We have received official approval for the accused to channel a spirit here today. Now, if you will, Miss Faye, please proceed. Yes, Your Majesty. Haven't seen this in a while.
Yeah, we haven't actually seen the moment she has spirit, like, I think. Shut up, you crowd. Come on, Maya. I'm counting on you.
I've been studying here in Karai for 2 years now. So that one day I will be the master of Karai, a village of spirit mediums back home. But first, I shall show you the fruits of my training in your kingdom.
Wow. She's really confident.
Huh. A neophyte practitioner such as you could not possibly channel a spirit. Okay, Your Benevolence. How about this? If I succeed, will you stop calling me a neophyte? Very well. If you succeed. Oh, I will. Just you watch. Here we go. Oh my lord. Oh my god. Well, who's doing his voice? Should I?
Well, this is Maya's body, so...
What is this place? Oh my. No! This cannot be!
Bokunka. Yeah, exactly, Aster, dude. First time a spirit has been channeled to give testimony in the courts. Go, Maya.
Wait, wouldn't Pearl like becoming who?
No,
I guess not.
Pearl was acting as our aide. She channeled Mia to act as our aide, but no.
But we're talking about the one Maya stuck as Hawthorne.
No, purposely channeled.
Yeah. But I don't think it's the first time someone channeled.
No, I'm referring to purposely channeled for the sake of testimony. The Dahlia Hawthorne situation was completely different. Because Maya had summoned her to stop Dahlia, and then Dahlia ended up coming to the stand to give testimony, just to try to accuse Maya further. It wasn't a purposeful act. It wasn't like Maya was like on the stand. I was like, I'm gonna summon Dahlia so we can see what happened. Yeah, it was Maya summoning Dahlia was to protect herself from Dahlia. It's not this situation where it's like, hey, we're gonna summon them to specifically to give testimony.
This cannot be. This simply cannot be. I must step out now before I forget myself. Yeah, she's been watching the entire thing, man. Abbott in me. Would this be the Twilight Realm? And what of this? Luxurious mane of hair! Is it perhaps a gift from the Holy Mother for decades of faithful service? Abbott in me. My, but if it isn't His Majesty, have you two shuffled off the mortal coil? Please do not count me among the dead. It's only you who have passed on. Spirit medium Maya Fey has brought you back among us today. Why? Acolyte Fey has mastered the secret art of spirit channeling? I suppose that explains these gorgeous locks. When I pass from this world, I too hope to be channeled with a full head of hair.
Well, we can't even see your hair, so your crown is probably blocking your baldness.
He's bald.
Just get Simon here. Your baldness. Take off the crown already. We know you're bald. Just take it off already. You look much better without the crown.
Though it be for the briefest of moments, I give thanks to the splendid coiffure. Praise be to the Holy Mother. However, this kimono is a bit too snug for my taste. If you no. If you would excuse me.
What? Oh yeah, I forgot. The body physically changes to that of them, so it's fine. But but once the spirit's done, we need to get her clothes back on her quickly.
If at any point you know who uses the red Magatama, we're in trouble.
That's why I'm saying once we're done with his spirit, we're gonna need to put her clothes back on real quick.
So are these real talk? Are these the marks under her body?
No, this is his body. Remember, when they channel a spirit, they physically become the spirit they're summoning.
Yeah.
Because remember how
the hair stayed.
Yeah, physically, but like the hair stays, obviously.
No, I fully am.
Yeah, obviously not Pokegirl. They can't do that.
They can't do that, but we are seeing Maya Fakus in one way or another. Whether we like the view, that is up for debate.
Because you just got to remember back to the original Ace Attorney. Anytime when Pearl summoned Mia, Pearl's grew to Mia's size, but
True.
Pearl's hair stayed exactly the same.
There, that is better.
Can we get his testimony now? And I wish he kept his top on.
Huh? Why? You're that foreign lawyer that people speak of as of late. And is this not the Hall of Justice? Why have I been summoned here? Forgive us for calling you back from your eternal rest. But you have been accused of murder. Might we ask you to testify on your own behalf? I have been accused of murder. That is troubling indeed. I guess that was what Maya's training needs.
What's with that crazy pose?
Is this really cause for such astonishment? Even the lowliest of monks could achieve such body control with proper training.
Oh, I wonder if I'll be able to do that someday.
Will the defense please explain the situation to the High Priest?
I'd be happy to. Your disciple, Praise-a-Lot, has been murdered. It happened on the day before the purification rite. The crime occurred in the rebel hideout hidden within the inner sanctum.
Acolyte Zalot, he's been killed? Who would do such a thing? Ah, what the hell?
Someone who knew of the hideout and had access to the inner sanctum. In other words, you, Abbot and me. After all, you were secretly a rebel.
Oh my god, Maya.
Oh dear. That's still Maya's body. I hope he doesn't break anything.
Ah. Oh my! Have my rebel allegiances have been exposed? Not even my wife knew that. Seems rest in peace. Not my fate.
Why did you, a devout priest of Karanism, join the rebellion?
Objection!
The High Priest has come back to us for a brief time defense. Shall we not cut to the chase and ask the most pressing questions? There's no time limit, really, on spirit channeling, so shut up, somebody. All right. Abbot Immi, the prosecution believes the one who slew both you and Acolyte Zelot to be Maya Fey, who had been playing the role of Lady Kira in the rite.
Ah, being that I was dead until just a moment ago. My memory's a bit hazy.
Could you please do your best to remember?
Objection!
The High Priest says his memory is hazy.
It's all coming back to me. You shit! It is as prosecutor said, Maddie concluded, I was slain by none other than Maya Fey.
The High Priest's statement has proven my assertions with regard to the murder correct. No! What about Acolyte Zelot? You were the one who killed him, weren't you? Yeah, no one can channel spirit indefinitely. But you also, if you think back to the Game 3 Case 5, Maya had Dahlia summoned for at least 2-3 days. Because you got...
She did have link on it.
She summoned Dahlia the night of the crime. The next day, so next day was investigation. And then it went into trial the day after. Investigating that, and then the trial. So, there's a couple days that Maya had Dahlia summoned for. It's she could do it for a few days at least. Yeah. The night of the 7th, so over 2 full days, pretty much. But what about Acolyte Zelot? You were the one who killed him, weren't you?
I know not about my disciple's murder. Furthermore, I have an alibi of my own.
An alibi? Seriously?
Seems the testimony the defense have been hoping for is working against him.
You know, he says he has an alibi, but what if his alibi is being at the inner sanctum? Because we technically haven't told him where Zelot was found.
Yeah.
Or any of the circumstances regarding his death, I don't think.
Well, he said where he was killed, though. Now, evidently, your testimony, if you please. Morning, Ivy. By that, good afternoon. Yes. Yes, of course! I have an ironclad alibi for the time during which the murder took place. Just past noon the day before the rite, I was entertaining guests at my home. And I believe my guests can corroborate this. Oh, that's very short.
You had guests? It's past noon. It's about the time Zealot was murdered. Do we know when this photo was taken? I don't think we do. It's like everyone's right here. This would have been taken just after noon. Are you sure about that?
Absolutely.
Come to think of it, Rafa told me about a spirit's memory. The High Priest seems to know exactly what he's talking about. So the question is, what would be the best angle of attack? I mean, his guests are everyone involved in this case.
Yeah.
Like, part of me just wants to object to this immediately, but we'll press him for details on this. And who exactly were your guests that day? Don't tell me they were rebels, so they can't be called to testify.
Oh no. It was none other than His Majesty along with his family. He couldn't attend the rite due to work, so he stopped by ahead of time.
Is this going to create a new statement then? Because
Just a judge?
yeah, His Majesty is the judge. But like, what about this picture then?
Yeah.
When was this picture taken then? During the feast. It was taken during the Feast of Blessing.
Who took the photo, I guess? My, how his daughter has grown.
Wait a second.
Let me set this record straight right now. I am not a rebel. Thank you for that wonderful meal, Abbott. Ready and Me's cooking was simply cannot be beat.
So he was there, is what he's saying.
So, there you have it.
When exactly was His Majesty at your house?
He was there from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Indeed, precisely the time period in which Acolyte Zealot was slain. But he was slain on the hour. Yes, and we had that rousing chat concerning the game of Catch Them All. Catch Them All.
But
I'll just have that added to his testimony. After all, it was I who visited the High Priest's home. The 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. is what bothers me. Isn't there like a gap there from 1?
family photo taken during the Feast of Blessing, which is customary to partake in dishes made with gingerl. These dishes are prepared during the feast, which start at noon, the day of the rite, the day before the rite, and must be finished by 3 p.m. of the same day. Maya had a statement somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Well, no. Where's this thing that talked about Maya's movements? I thought we had a piece of evidence that was talking about Maya and Zealot's movements like after this.
Hold it!
Your Majesty? Are you sure this testimony is completely accurate?
As sure as it can be. Oh, how wonderful it is to finally have my action be admissible evidence in this court. His Majesty was at my home during the exact time period of the murder. Come, let us put this behind us. I could not have possibly committed this crime.
How can you be so sure? What if a clock or watch you were using was off, or you misread the time?
There was a clock near the table, and I had the exact time as my watch. Now, do you understand, lawyer?
How am I going to attack his alibi? Maya, what did you... What... Oh, right. She's kind of busy right now.
What? Is there something on my face?
No, not at all. So let's just start chipping away at that statement about his alibi.
Hold it!
You use the word alibi as if it were second nature.
Huh? He's a lawyer. Are you perhaps mocking me? Or is it perhaps the kingdom of Karayan itself you wish to ridicule? Peace, 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 I say. You're right. Would you care to clarify your last statement?
Please, don't take it the wrong way. It's just alibi is a rather technical term for a priest to be used so naturally.
I assure you, I know how to use the term. In fact, I had even hoped for a chance to do so one day. I suppose that even I, High Priest, am not immune to such trivial worldly attachments. He's a lawyer, and so is the other guy.
Oh, I see. Still, he seems unusually calm and composed. It's almost as if he prepped himself for something like this. Wait, doesn't this statement be contradicted by this?
Just past noon? Yeah.
Hold it!
Oh, I think it happened right at noon, like dead noon.
Guess? And you were entertaining them personally.
That I was. We gathered around the table for the most enjoyable conversation.
Said his guest could corroborate his alibi. Can't be good for our case. Are you sure that was the same day as the murder? Maybe you've misremembered.
Ka! Do not doubt my mnemonic faculties. I may have died, but my memories up to that point are still clear.
Sorry, he's pretty thin-skinned for a priest. They should have known better than to doubt his memory.
There's nothing better than enjoying ginger cuisine with your friends. That way, everyone's breath becomes equally malodorous.
Right.
It might be the photo.
Oh, there is no contradiction.
Oh, shit. As you can see, my alibi is airtight. Or do you still think I could have killed Acolyte Zealot?
His Majesty's a witness? Are you satisfied now? There is not a single discrepancy in Abbott and me's alibi. If I give up now, it's all over. Now hold on a second. Is there anything wrong with the High Priest's testimony? Well, there has to be. We have to say there is. Like, what other options do we have?
I would save.
We don't get hurt for this. There is a discrepancy in the High Priest's testimony.
There is. Well, perhaps you could explain what it might be.
This is what's wrong with his testimony.
He knew the time of the crime.
Yeah, we didn't mention when. I'm pretty sure we never mentioned when.
Yeah.
After Abbott and me was channeled, no one ever stated what time Acolyte Zealot was murdered.
Now that you mention it.
Despite that, you claim to have an alibi from 2 to 3 p.m., which means you knew that Acolyte Zealot was dead when you were still alive. Wait, I think I saw something just now. No, I must be imagining things. So tell me, how did you know what time the crime had been committed?
About that, open your heart. Let the Holy Mother in. Why, we've been blessed with High Priest sacred words of prayer. All who serve her holiness must strive to banish worldly desires from the soul. Open your heart. Let the Holy Mother in. Purge your mind and great bliss. Feel that the very soul of me has been cleansed.
You can't fool me. Prayer may banish worldly desires, but it can't make a contradiction disappear. How can you be so sure? What's that supposed to mean? This lawyer seems to think little of the power of Kurinist prayer. Huh? Abbott and me was at home during the crime, but knew what happened at the hideout. I believe this can be explained thusly. He must have had a way to monitor the hideout from his home. Feeding the witness.
Prosecutor.
Feeding the witness.
As you surmised, there was a listening device installed at the hideout. It enabled me to instantly learn of anything unusual, even if I was not there.
Remember, the rebels had been using this as a top-secret hideout. It would be perfectly natural for them to install such an apparatus. Wait, come to think of it, when I was searching for the rebel hideout, something under the banner. A microphone. Yeah, there was a microphone there. That was a listening device.
It starts recording whenever it detects movement. And I heard just such a recording after His Majesty and his family left. If you look at the desk in my study, you will find the tape in question. It recorded the sound.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
All right then, bailiff.
Yes, your majesty.
We'll retrieve the tape in question from the High Priest's home.
At once, your majesty.
Oh, and no, it's gonna have her watch sound on it.
The power of Kurinist prayer. Even a putrid brain such as yours should understand it now. It's like the contradiction really did vanish.
We shall ascertain the content of the recording once we have the tape. In the meantime, I would ask Abedini to continue with this testimony. Very well. I was entertaining His Majesty for his family when the Chronicle. When I listened to the tape later, I heard a man and a woman quarreling. It sounded like an altercation between Acolyte Zealot and Acolyte Faye. After that, there was a loud noise, followed by haunting silence.
Well, I think we know the contradiction.
Yep.
Have to find some way to attack his alibi. If only Maya were here. She has a way of putting me at ease. But seeing her like this is only creeping me out. Though the High Priest was a rebel, he was still a Corinist holy man. Therefore, take care in your questioning, lest you invoke the ire of our people. As if this wasn't hard enough already. Nice try, but I'll stop at nothing to find the truth. Like, what loud noise, what hauntings, like, there's so many problems here.
Hold it!
A loud noise? I'd say that's worth looking into.
It was a terrible crashing sound. Poor Acolyte Zealot must have felt so heavy.
How does he know it was so heavy? How does he know this slab fell over?
He knows too much. Yep.
Please add that statement to your testimony.
As you wish.
Hold it!
You believe that terrible crash is connected to Acolyte Zealot's death?
Yes, the sound no doubt was poor Zealot's death knell. Such a tragedy, for he was fine disciple. I would ask that all here today give prayer for his departed soul. Zute Matame Yoma. I had high hopes for that young man's future. Not young. Zute Matame Yoma.
Why do I feel like such a jerk for trying to do my job right now? So all he knows about the crime is what he heard on the tape. And he was with his majesty and his family at the time.
Now that I have proven the soundness of my alibi, I believe it's about time for me to return to the Twilight Realm.
What's the rush? Why not enjoy some more time among the living? Find a way to attack his alibi soon. Just have to press harder and hope something useful comes out. Alright, so keep pressing.
Yep. You gotta press everything, I think.
You heard everything from a recording?
Indeed! Each night I would secretly check what the listening device had recorded. I would have been in serious trouble with my lovely wife had she discovered my secret.
Can you really tell what happened from audio alone?
Long years of aesthetic training have sharpened my hearing. It is but a simple matter of me to ascertain a situation by the sounds I hear.
Practicing Koreanism improves your hearing?
Hearing is but one sense that it can prove. If one can focus and attain inner peace, all 5 senses can be sharpened. Why, the war bat over in the bazaar just cried. Did you not hear it?
Give me a break.
Hold it!
Hold on, are you sure about those voices? Was it really act like Zilot and Miss Faye?
I'd say that was the most reasonable conclusion under the circumstances. Or perhaps Acolyte Faye has an alibi that you do.
I am afraid not.
Then I suggest you make it like a mollusk and clam up. Now I'll continue my testimony, if I may. You gotta do the first statement as well.
Hold it!
You were entertaining His Majesty and his family during the crime.
Indeed, my wife Believe was treating them to her wonderful home cooking.
Your wife was there that day?
Why, yes, she was in the kitchen cooking up a storm the entire time. Come to think of it, I don't think I saw her at all that day. She takes her culinary duties much seriously, you see. That is why she was in the kitchen cooking without pause the entire day.
So Judge never saw Miss Imi. Yep, add it. Because the photo will contradict that. Because it wasn't in the kitchen the whole time. Please add that statement to your testimony.
As you wish.
Hold it!
What was your wife making that day?
The menu that day featured hot and surprise and meltamont. They're both traditional Koreanese dishes.
Can't even begin to imagine what those are.
Ah, yes. The exquisite zeta of hot and surprise, and the supreme texture of meltamont.
Melt in my mouth. Hot and surprise. Melt in my mouth. Fun.
Lady Amy's cooking that day was utterly unforgettable.
Wait. Are those dishes the ones with Dingil? Do we... I don't remember the names of the dishes specifically.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's off.
Thank you. It brings me great joy to know you enjoyed your meal. Now, once His Majesty and his family had left, Mr. Wright, you still feel the need to question the High Priest. His alibi is as tight can be.
This isn't going so well. I better ask him about something else. I'm curious, Abbott and me. Did you stop by the rebel hideout after His Majesty left?
Yes, I thought it would be wise to assess the situation. But as I said before, there was nothing to see. The hideout appeared as it always had.
And the victim's body?
It was nowhere to be found. Acolyte Faye must have already disposed of it and anything else incriminating.
Oh. You wanna add that to your testimony, sir? You wanna just slide that right on in, cause Hmm. So when you saw the rebel hideout, it looked like it does in this photo.
Yes, I would say that is how it appeared that day.
So the stone slab had been put back in place.
Mr. Wright. It's not time to concede defeat.
No, wait. I need just a little more time.
If you insist.
Oh.
You get it?
I think I you add anything?
Remember, he went later, right? So, the key here is in the crime scene.
Yeah, cause what I'm thinking is like that's exactly how it looked. But like the handprints are kind of throwing me off too. I feel like the photo is going to be the evidence that we use here because it just got updated.
It's definitely the photo. The question is what statement, right? Remember, before and after the scene of the crime, right? He saw it that way. So there was no changes, no incriminating evidence. But he listened to the tape and heard a woman quarreling. Man, it's funny how there's a terrible crash in that to show for it.
So you think it could be this one then?
Yeah.
Objection!
Abbott Emmy, you said, and I quote, "Poor Zealot, it must have felt so heavy." Why do you think he felt something heavy? You said the hideout looked like it did, as in this photo. If so, there's nothing that would lead you to believe he had experienced a heavy lifting. The fact is, of course, a stone slab did fall over onto the acolyte Zealot, impaling him on the warbad statue behind him. But that was only revealed through her benevolence's divination seance earlier.
Would the defense please get to the point?
My point is, simply hearing a crashing sound shouldn't have automatically led him to conclude the victim was crushed to death.
I still don't see your point.
Yeah, like, it's like, oh, it must have been so heavy that I was thinking crushed to death, but it was clearly a stab to death. I'm saying that the high priest knew. He knew how the victim was really killed.
Why?
And that is information only the real killer should have known, or could have known. I definitely saw it that time. You've got the high priest spirit shaking in his boots, or should I say, sandals.
Objection!
Need I remind you that Abbot Inmi was with his majesty at the time of the crime. Such an alibi precludes him from being the killer. It's true, so he can't be the killer. However, he knew how Zealot was killed, something only the killer could have known. Can this discrepancy be resolved somehow?
Well, Mr. Wright, we're made for an explanation.
I was just getting to that. Time to think of something quick. The High Priest knew something only the killer could have known because, well, based on what Phoenix just said, he's not the killer, but the guy knows who the culprit is.
Yeah.
He must have heard how the victim died from the real killer.
The real killer?
Of course, that makes perfect sense. I don't want to believe it, but this is the only possible explanation.
So tell us, who is the real killer?
It's got to be someone close to the high priest. Someone without an alibi. Alright, it's time. I think it's time. Because, like, she was in the kitchen. No one can verify that.
Take that!
Your Majesty, while you were visiting the high priest's home, you didn't see Mrs. Inme at all, did you?
No, I never saw her, but what does that have to do with anything?
Did the high priest ever leave your sight?
No, we were talking the entire time. And the food was brought right to the room's entryway.
So the high priest had an ironclad alibi. But his wife does not. What in the devil are you insinuating? I'm insinuating that Mrs. Inme might have been killed Acolyte Zealot.
Objection!
You have a lot of nerve making such a baseless allegation. She had no motive to kill Acolyte Zealot. He was like family to her.
Neither did Maya.
No, we can't entirely discount the idea. Especially if you consider that Mrs. Inme could have been the one posing as Lady Kira.
Objection!
Even a fool must temper his foolishness at times. Or do you truly believe Lady Kira would kill Acolyte Zealot, though he was not a rebel?
Objection!
We all know the High Priest was secretly a rebel. It would follow that his favorite disciple could very well have been a rebel too.
Are you suggesting that Miss Inme killed her husband as well?
As sad as it is to think she'd kill her own husband to get rid of the Kingdom of Rebels, I don't think we can rule it out.
Yikes! You claim my wife is at rebel hunting, Lady Kira? And that she slew both Zealot and myself? My lovely wife! That is utterly impossible. He doesn't know. Well, he knows and he doesn't know. Yikes! I've never seen the High Priest so angry.
It is as Abbot Inme stated. And the accused has already been found guilty of his murder. It is far too late to overturn it. No, I disagree.
That's right, Mr. Wright. Now apologize to the good priest before he gets angry again. Quickly now.
No, I'm not going to apologize. The true identity of Lady Kira is a major piece to this trial's puzzle. Admit it, Abbot Inme. Your wife, Lady Inme, killed you. Yet even now you continue to lie in an effort to protect her.
How absurd! It appears the lawyer has forgotten. My lovely wife could not possibly battle the rebels in the guise of Lady Kira. For we are blessed by her holiness, and she is with child. Praise be to the Holy Mother.
So what?
Slayed him with a
So what if she's pregnant? What does that mean? What does that change about this? I completely forgot about that.
That allowed a Lady Kira figure who slew me and accolades a lot was confused.
This is bad, but I can't give up now. Don't forget, my client doesn't have the strength to fight the rebels either. How could a weak young woman like her possibly?
He's gonna say channeling.
You foolish oaf of a lawyer. If only you were blessed by Lady Immi. What? Surely the accused possesses the strengths, or should I say the power.
Yeah.
The power to battle those black-hearted rebels. What are you talking about?
My good prosecutor, I see you have come to the same conclusion as I. Such keen insight.
Then you have figured it out as well, admitted me. May I ask you to explain to this putrid-brained lawyer?
Certainly, for I cannot allow him to frame my lovely wife for murder. Born devil. Your Majesty, allow me to testify on how Maya Fey knew is that murderous Lady Kira. Well, if it would assuage your anger, then by all means, please testify.